Hey guys, welcome back to the MMA Mad Podcast. This is our second episode. My name is Nick Risner, and as always, I'm here with my co-host, Jim Carroll.
How are you doing, Nick?
And for those of you who are listening to this show for the first time, I am here in the U.S. and Jim is in Birmingham, England. So we got an international podcast here. Still working on some things. Still early in the show's history here. It's only our second episode, so we're hoping to get this on a hosting site so that this will be the first episode on iTunes. But we still have some work to do with that. We're also going to try to get some music at the beginning, and we have some guests lined up already. What's up, and welcome back to the MMA Mad Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Risner. You can find me on Twitter at Nick Risner, NickRizner. Brand new guest, one of our biggest, honestly. Tony Ferguson comes on the podcast. Stipe Miocic, Raquel Pennington, Brad One Punch Pickett, Max Blessed Holloway.
Growing up from this little town in Waianae, I saw a lot of talent. Like guys that are supposed to be great when I was in high school, guys playing football, guys playing baseball, or anything. Like they're supposed to be this next great thing, and then they kind of stop themselves because they kind of live. The Waianae stereotype is like losers and stuff, so that kind of limited them. Or you see drugs play a factor. You see all kind of stuff that just don't go their way, and some guys just have the talent that they waste it. I feel so. I didn't want to be one of those guys. I saw what it did to other people, what certain things did to other people. I didn't want to be like them. I wanted to be to my full potential. I wanted to be great. At the ending of this, I felt like I had some type of greatness. I was searching for it, and I just so happened it had to be fighting.
We did over an hour with Chuck Mindenhall, the Man in the Hat, Robbie Fox from Barstool Sports, Danish and O'Neill, unquestionably one of the greatest fighters in MMA history, 9-time UFC welterweight champion Matt Hughes.
It might not look like it's hard for some people, but it is, because what I miss the most out of fighting is, number one, the competition, and number two would be the good times with my buddies. Walk into a gym twice a day, compete, work out, laugh and joke with my buddies, and so it's a great lifestyle that I no longer get to live.
We had Mike Winklejohn, famed coach over at Jackson Wink, Gabriel Gonzaga. Then we spoke with Justin Wren in the single most powerful interview that I've ever been a part of.
Well, I'd say I didn't avoid the pitfall. I fell right into it. I got absolutely overwhelmed. And I would say I got absolutely overwhelmed with a little boy named Andy Bowe, and, him, passing away basically, right before in my arms, and blood coming out of his ears. And to find out it was just because the little guy never had clean water. Like it truly ripped my heart to shreds. I mean, I remember seeing these starving slaves pick up a shovel to start digging a grave, and the shovel was, had holes in it because it was so old, and it was a broken stick. And so we went and bought a new one from the town, which took forever to get. But I started helping them dig that grave, and I was, once it got deep enough, I started letting out my tears and had blisters on my hands, and it did overwhelm me.
I'm here with my perennial co-host Monica, and this is the final episode of the MMA Mad Podcast, which is weird. How do you feel about it?
No, it's not.
It's not the final episode? No, that's it.
I just never really thought about it being so final.
Oh yeah, the Mount Rushmore of the MMA Mad Podcast has not changed in a long time. Can you name any or all of them? Go ahead, try.
Of course.
Try.
Matt Bassett.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney Casey.
Yeah, good. You give up? Oh, go ahead.
No.
You just raise your hand. It's two of us. For the record, it's two people in a room. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Wonder Boy.
Yeah, good.
And.
Yeah.
Okay, David St. Martin.
Yeah. Hell
I didn't
yeah.
want to be insulting.
You went 4 for 4. And the truth is, honestly, it would not have been the same show if you didn't throw us on the morning report every week. We were next to Rogan, we were next to the Fighter and the Kid and shit like that. And because of that positioning, I feel like that kind of legitimized us. We started getting bigger guests and whatever, and I feel like you really helped us stand out. So I want to say thank you for that. That's obviously why you're a Mount Rushmore guest, and for that to switch into an opportunity where now I'm working on a website with you is really cool. So I just want to say thanks.
Hey man, it's I'm glad it worked out for everyone. I'm just trying to help out.
Basically, you've been a staple on this podcast the entire run of the podcast, and we appreciate the hell out of it. The Mount Rushmore, obviously, just by being Mount Rushmore, It's never changed. We have our top 4 guests from the beginning that have always been important to this. You've always been part of that Mount Rushmore, and I just wanted to say, thank you for all the opportunities. I think obviously we talked about it multiple times in this interview. You'll come on the Disorderly. You'll do MMA appearances, comic book appearances, whatever it may be on that site. So this won't be the last time we talk. It won't be the last time people can hear these conversations as well. But I just wanted to say thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man, listen, definitely the pleasure's all mine. I had a great time, being on the podcast with you. I had some awesome conversations. We'll definitely keep it going. Man, just let me know. We'll talk about whatever. We'll hang out. It'll be fun, man. So I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming on the show. All the love you've given the show over the years. It's been an honor having you on as many times as we have, and really following your journey because I had you on. I don't know if it must have been after the UFC debut, I think. I don't know either, but it was like right around that time. So I basically had this firsthand experience of watching the entire UFC career over the past 3 years. It really means a lot to me, so I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys having me on and showing me all the love and everything like that you guys do. And it's sad that you guys are going, but hopefully you guys will go on to bigger and better things. And hopefully we'll ever talk to you soon. It's
been a weird, wild journey. I'm glad I've got to know you over the years. Finally see you get that UFC call and see like all the work that went into it, or not even all of it, because I came in, you're already working hard before I met you, but to see that tail end into the UFC,
you saw a lot of it though.
For sure, man, and it was amazing. So I can't imagine how excited you must have been, because I remember when you texted me that you're getting the UFC, that was like my most exciting moment of being in this MMA world. So crazy, man.
Yeah, I'm reliving that right now. It was a good moment.
It was wild.
So I got one request.
Yeah.
I have one request. If you are you gonna put me last?
I don't know.
So that you can do the sign off and be like, MMA Mad.
Well, that sign off is definitely going to be the last lingering sound of the MMA Mad podcast out in the world. So that's which is quite the honor, one that you deserve. But yeah, that'd be last. But I can put this wherever. What do you want?
Well, here's my request. I want you to do that. I want you to do your rendition of what I did.
Okay. Like right now?
Right now.
Ah, shit. All right, I got to think about it. I think it was not even close. It was not even close to the theme, by the way. It's like do MMA Mad.
That was pretty close to mine, though.
MMA Mad.
And we're back. The MMA Mad Podcast has returned. I am Nick Risner. I can't even believe I'm saying it, man. After 8 months away from the world of MMA, we're picking up right where we left off, live from the hotel lobby in Brooklyn, from Fighting Arts Academy in Connecticut. Check that out in West Haven if you're in the area. Live from Underdog MMA in Hartford, Connecticut. Drove up to Massachusetts to interview him at his house. So I'm with my friend Ben. We're in Spain. Did a little trip up to Providence. I'm at Tiger Schulman's. All right, so yeah, hell of a journey to get here. I feel like, first of all, I got in a car accident 2 days ago. That was like on the way to the hotel. I like rear-ended a cab in New York. Matt Bissett and Jeff Haddad live from Ascension Athletics, because I'm in California right now. This is my first official outdoor podcast is what I'm getting at. It's muggy as shit, very muggy, very stuffy in my apartment, so we decided to do it on the front porch.
Nick, I want to take the time to say congratulations again. Seriously, I'm really proud of you for 100 episodes. It's a big deal. It's like nothing to look over, and I'm really honored to be on it. And I feel really lucky that you wanted me on it. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I mean it.
I know it took forever, and it's changed like a lot. Like we started with Jim Carroll. He was like our initial co-host, the guy from England. It's since become just me and Dale running this website. Ty Reynolds helped us for a while. He's from West Virginia. He still writes for the site, but not as involved with the podcast anymore. There's this one guy, I forget his name, Steven something. He did one episode and he was like good. He was like a good co-host. He was like either British or Irish, I think. Mm-hmm. And then we were like, hey man, good. Oh, Stephen Ahern, that was his name. I don't know how I pulled that out because he did one episode and then we reached out to him again and he just never responded back to a single message. It was like crazy. We were like giving him like he interviewed fighters and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
He's like a part of the history of the MMA Mad Podcast and it just never happened. So what I will say to wrap this up, because I meant to do this. I wish I wrote it down, but. So I have like dream guests, and I feel like just putting it out there in the world like might help in some way. So Joe Rogan for sure. I don't think that'll ever happen though. That's like, I mean, that's like a dream. He's busy as shit. More important than that, like if I can somehow get on his show, that would be like a dream come true. Not because I'm trying to like validate myself with someone else's, like by like chasing to be on someone else's show, but like Joe Rogan, if you like get on a show, it means you did something like worthy of getting on a show. So that's like a huge goal of mine. Ari Shaffir.
Was your dream guest? Who else?
Ariel Helwani, who's like the MMA. So he's like the face of MMA media, I guess. It's like possible, I guess. Like I'm circling him. I'm circling Joe Rogan too. Like I've had people on who know Joe Rogan. So I'm like circling Joe Rogan, I'm circling Ariel Helwani, but those are like my white whales. Those are like tough ones. Yeah. Ari Shaffir should happen if he ever returns back to Earth, but we'll see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So, all right, that does it. So thank you guys for listening. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, and hopefully we get bigger and bigger numbers with this. So that does it. Take it easy.
Bye.
MMA Mad.